glad.
Somebody said this is off topic, but Jailton versus Curtis. Do you think Jailton can beat Curtis?
Okay, we were just talking about this before we went live. I don't see no way that Jailton can beat Curtis because I'm gonna tell y'all, there's a certain type of archetype of how to beat Curtis, and it ain't everybody. And for some reason, Curtis just has this one weakness in his armor that he can't get by. It's like whenever he get right there, he just can't get past it. Jailton does not fit the archetype. And Jailton is a good fighter. He's a great fighter. But I think this is kind of
this is the right time for Jailton to win too.
No, he should be fighting Derek.
Yeah, he's on a win streak. Jailton is on a win streak, and Curtis is
on a win streak against people that Curtis would have beat as well. And Curtis,
I think Curtis did beat Rose.
And Curtis, the losses he got, any of those people could have easily. Let's be real. You think Francis Ngannou wouldn't have started Jailton too? Let's keep it 100. Like you take
Francis though, man.
No. But I'm saying, look at Curtis's losses. Jailton can't beat Francis, and he can't beat Sergey. And he may be able to beat Derek Lewis now.
But it's going to affect you psychologically when you keep losing these big fights.
Yeah, but Jailton is not that type of fight. Now, this is what I would say though. If Jailton worked on that striking, and that striking a little bit better than what we think it is, because he hadn't really had to use it. But if November, because that's a long time. So if his striking is better and he go out there and knock Curtis out, bro, I don't know what to say.
I'd be impressed if he can get Curtis down one time.
Nah, that's not going to happen. Because there's a certain way to beat Curtis. Anything dealing with the ground ain't it. You got to be that big, strong person with that one-punch knockout power or that crazy pressure like Sergey. Yeah. Have we seen too many heavyweights like Sergey and Francis ever? Like, I'm serious.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like, this might be two of the best heavyweights in MMA history that we've ever seen. And just because they beat Curtis, I'm not just throwing Jailton in the mix.
Because anybody else would have hurt Curtis, but then he would have took him down.
Exactly. In both of those fights, against those fighters. Now, the Derek Lewis one, Jailton ain't finna be throwing uppercuts on a perfectly timed takedown. Like, that ain't his style.
Sometimes that can be mental too, man. Like, I'm not trying to say Curtis Blaydes is weak mentally, but whenever you can get to the top, man.
But I'm saying, but now he can take the steam off of Jailton, off his momentum, and now he don't have to worry about getting knocked out. Come on, man. If Curtis ain't got to be worried about getting knocked out against you, the fight is, it's 5/10 of the way finished.
But how's Curtis going to win, though?
He can literally point fight him, bro. He can really fight boring.
When have we seen Curtis Blaydes point fight anybody?
Well, he might have to because he got to shake back from what just happened now. But also, I hate to say it, but Curtis might actually be able to keep the fight standing up. He might be able to knock Jailton out. Because we don't know if Jailton can really take a punch like that. And we know before Curtis fought Sergey, he was starting to land that right hand. And just because you got knocked out by Sergey, I can't say that everybody is capable of doing that to you because Sergey is just a monster right now. I'm not just going to say because Pavlovich did it, oh, this person can do it. Especially
Jailton probably would have did better against Sergey, man. I'm not trying to say he was going to get taken down, but he would have at least tried.
No, that fight would have went worse than Curtis.
No, it wouldn't. If Jailton would have fought Sergey, he would have at least tried more.
He would have tried. But it would have been kind of
one takedown.
But he wasn't getting it.
There's nothing against Curtis is like a lay and pray type guy, man. Which he can't.
No, he don't. He got a bunch of ground and pound.
Ground and pound and stuff too. But I'm saying,
no, he's lay and pray leading up to the ground and pound. I think people get that confused because he got some of the most devastating ground and pound finishes that we've ever seen, like some brutal ones for people who didn't know how to keep him at bay. And I mean, Jailton, we've seen his ground game when he's been offensive. We haven't seen him on his back, you know. And I think Curtis, this is a good fight for him.
Curtis makes too many mistakes, man. Then Jailton got 100% finish rate. All he needs is one mistake.
But none of those are knockouts in the UFC.
Huh?
None of those are knockouts.
Be a knockout,
they do because that's the only way Curtis loses.
But I'm saying he made mistakes. That's mental.
But he don't make the type of mistakes that fit into the stylistic way that Jailton approaches the fight.
Yes, he do. He do make those type of mistakes.
Jailton don't even get the fight standing up.
But I'm saying Curtis still makes those mistakes.
What kind of mistakes?
The mistakes he makes is his entries on his takedowns are some of the worst ever.
It ain't like Jailton waiting with an uppercut.
He ain't got to wait for uppercut. Say his entry is bad, he shoot for a takedown, and Jailton end up on top of him. That's a mistake.
Curtis don't end up in positions like that though. Even with him, he never ends up like that.
But somebody as good on the ground as Jailton, you can't make no mistakes against him on the ground. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, as long as you're on your back. But if he's on his back, getting elbowed and punched, and you know how to defend triangles, let's be real. You think you finna triangle Curtis Blaydes? Come on, bro. Like, this ain't Nate Diaz and Kurt Pellegrino here, where people don't know what to do against jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu on your back is almost non-existent, bro. Like,
Nate Diaz and Melvin Gillard.
Like, come on, man. Look, Curtis Blaydes, man. I'm not saying it's gonna be, nothing devastating, but Curtis Blaydes at least by decision. At least.
This fight going 5 rounds. If you think Jailton going 5 rounds, he better go 2 rounds.
That's if Jailton got the cardio to get elbowed for 25 minutes.
And that's if Curtis got the cardio. We seen he almost we had to bring in some oxygen. When he fought against Volkov,
but he has fought 5 rounds. But he has done it before though, so we know he's capable.
Yeah, but I'm saying he can't do it to Jailton. Like when he did Volkov, he was shooting from across the United Kingdom.
And Jailton ain't gonna have no kind of cardio to do nothing in the third round.
Got some of the worst. Like
he does have the worst entries of all time.
Here from Rome.
He does have the absolute. No, it's not the entries. It's the timing. You talking about the worst takedown timing of all time has to go to Curtis Blaydes.
I can see Curtis winning and shooting at the worst time.
And then what?
If he can fix his timing, he easily can be Jailton.
But I'm gonna tell you this though, we've seen Curtis get a lot of good takedowns too, but for some reason we only notice the bad ones. Like why do we only take into consideration the times where he has some fumbles? You know what I'm saying? What about the good takedowns that he got where he won fights effortlessly? I just don't see Jailton winning that one, man. Now, but I will say, if Jailton go working those hands and he shot Curtis, that's one thing about Curtis is if you shock him with the hands, that does seem to be a thing, man. And I think Jailton will be bigger. You think Jailton putting on weight? Is that what's going on? Because when I looked at the announcement, I said November is a crazy. I know it's June, but man, November is still a long way.
The frame, like he got the height and the length, pause, to actually be a great heavyweight.
Hold up.
Pause.
Heavy pause. But dude, that's
I'm saying he got the frame for it. Doesn't make sense
to put on.
Even he was taller than Rosenstrike.
How much muscle is too much muscle though? Because he got a low body fat percentage, and that means he's gonna have to be cardioed up. And I don't even know if he cardioed up right now. Let alone you add however many pounds of muscle.